learned about ghost letters or silent letters. So, handy things to remember. We've got a little bit of a poem here. We had to look at these words: ring, wrapped, kneel, wrists, knot, wrinkles, night, wrong, and knee. We had to put them in the correct place. So I'm going to call on you guys. If I say your name, please read the sentence. Number 1, Boo.
A secret, keep it wrapped and out of sight.
Good job. Well done, Boo. Number 2, Cherry.
Fight a pesky dragon, call a strong and fearless knight.
Good job. Well done. Number 3, Dammy.
Uh, if one string isn't long enough, get two and make a knot.
Good job. Well done. Daisy, number 4, please.
Number 4, to get the answer right, not wrong, remember what you're taught.
Lovely. Number 5, Zweiming.
To make a wet strong dry, you need to wring it out.
Good job. You need to wring it out. Number 6, Haling.
Hold it tightly with both hands and twist your wrist about.
Good job. Well done. Twist your wrists about. Number 7. Can you help me, please, Jenny?
Wear a knee pad when you skate to keep from getting hurt.
Good job. Well done, Jenny. Can you read number 8 for me, Kitty? To look your best.
To look your best, make sure there are no wrinkles in your shirts.
Good job. Well done. Number 9. Read that for me, please. Ming Ang.
If you kneel in an anthill, stand up as quickly as you can.
Very good. Can you read this one for me too?
If you forget these handy tips, just read them all again.
Very good. So we had a little poem there, guys, and the ending word of each line always rhymed with the next line. So really good job on that homework. Okay, let's have a look at the next page. Granny and the Rascal. So a similar kind of homework. We had lots of words in our word box and we had to put them in the correct place. No, through, knickknacks, wrong, knees, wrap, wrote, through, and knocked. Now I know that a lot of people might have saw the word knickknacks and said, what on earth does that mean? Now click the raise your hand button if you looked up what the word knickknacks meant, and you can share it with the class. Haling?
I think that knickknacks mean same like a vase.
Kind of like a vase. So you are right. Well done, Haling. So knickknacks just mean random kind of ornaments you have around your house. So little decorative pieces, like maybe your parents have some glass roosters. Maybe they have mini vases. Maybe they have beautiful decorative pots just around the house. So and Nancy is showing me a duck knickknack in the camera. Thank you, Nancy. So knickknacks is just a fun and kind of a silly word to say for bits and bobs, just random things around the house. All right, let's go ahead and start reading these. If I call your name, please read out the sentence. Number 1, can you read it for me, please? Kaki.
Who knocked over my beautiful vase?
Good job. Number 2, Nancy.
Number 2. Why are you so upset about a silly old vase? You have plenty of other knickknacks sitting around.
Good job. Knickknacks. Granny Gopher says what? Boo?
Granny Gopher, that vase was special. Great Granny Gopher gave it to me. Now, is there something you'd like to
Confess. Okay, and then can you please read the rest for me, or the next sentence? Fred. Rascal Raccoon.
Rascal Raccoon, I I know that you think I broke that vase, but I never went near it.
Good job, lovely Fred. Can you read the next one for me, Katie?
That's what you said after you threw a baseball through my window.
Threw a baseball through my window. Good job. Threw a baseball through my window. So we had to be careful there. Through and through sound the same, completely different spellings, completely different meanings. Through is the past tense of throw, and through is a preposition to show a place. Next, can you read that for me? Coon, rascal raccoon.
You were rap.
Not quite
You
rap.
were rap about that too.
Not quite rap. That's not the word we're looking for there. So rascal raccoon is saying that it didn't happen. So he's saying that Granny Gopher isn't right. So if she's not right, she is what, Ryan?
Wrong.
Good job. You were wrong about that too. Okay, next. Can you read that for me, Ryan?
Granny Gopher.
Gopher.
Gopher. These were witnesses to
There
that
were
crime. There were witnesses to that crime. Skunk and Rabbit wrote me a note saying that they saw you break the window.
lovely. Sup, can you read the next one for me, please?
You can act
You
You
can't
can act-
trust.
tattles tales say.
Good. So a tattletale is a word that people might use to describe someone who tells on someone. So, for example, if you're in class and you see someone doing something they shouldn't do, and you come and tell me, that person might say, "You're a tattletale." So a tattletale is someone who does the right thing and tells the truth. Okay, read the next sentence for me, please. I'm going to go for Nuna.
You can at least clean up this broken glass. It's hard to get me down on my sore knees to do a job like this.
Lovely. Ruby, next one, please.
Sure, Granny Gopher. I have to wrap a present for Rabbit's birthday party right now, but I'll stop by and help you later. I promise.
Good job. Well done, guys. So really good job on your homework. So remember, if there are words that you're not sure, like knickknacks, please don't sit and look at your homework and think, oh no, that's a word I'll never know. You can go and use a dictionary to look it up to help you do your homework. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started on our vocabulary lesson today. So what I'd like you all to do is go and make sure that you have your red notebook. Okay, so today, we're going to learn 4 new vocabulary words, and tomorrow we'll continue and learn the other 4 vocabulary words. Let's begin our lesson. Our first word of the day today is harvest. Now, can everyone please say after me? Harvest.
Harvest.
Good job. Again, one more time. Harvest.
Harvest.
Good job. Okay, just the girls this time. Harvest.
Harvest.
Good. And one more time, just the boys. Harvest.
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 Whoa, very excited, Harvest. Okay, good job. So guys, the word is harvest. It is a noun here. So harvest can be a verb, but we're learning it here as a noun. Can you please read the sentence for me, Dammy?
When there is a lot of corn to pick, it makes a good harvest.
Lovely reading. Thanks, Dammy. Now, have a look at that sentence. When there is a lot of corn to pick, it makes a good harvest. Look at this picture of the farmer in the tractor. Look at what he's doing. It looks like he's collecting the corn. Have a look, guys. I'll show you what it means. Ta-da! Can you please read it for me, Ruby?
A harvest is the crop that is gathered during one growing season.
Good job. So a harvest a harvest, like I said, it has two meanings. It can be a noun or a verb. I can say, I'm going to harvest the fruit. That means I'm going to collect it. A harvest as a noun means the crop or the fruit or the vegetable that is collected. So here we're learning it as a noun. So a harvest is the crop that is gathered during one growing season. Have a look at this little animation down here. What harvest is Pusheen and his friends collecting? Kitty, what do you think?
I think it is apples.
Good job. Well done. So the harvest that Pusheen and friends are collecting is the apples. They're collecting all the apples from the apple tree. Okay, have a look here, guys. Read the list of foods below. Decide whether each food would have a harvest, and then we'll discuss our answers. So I'm going to unmute you all, and I'm going to say the word. If you think the word has a harvest, say yes. If you don't think the word or the food has a harvest, say no. Here we go. Do grapes have a harvest?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Does pudding have a harvest?
No.
No. Does
Yes.
does lettuce have a harvest?
Yes.
Yes. Do oranges have harvest?
Yes.
Yes. Does
Yes.
wheat have a harvest?
Yes.
Yes. Do peanuts have a harvest?
Yes.
Yes. Does bread have a harvest?
No.
Does pizza have a harvest?
No.
Oh, good job. Clever little cookies. Okay, guys, so grapes, let me stamp this. Grapes, lettuce, oranges, wheat, peanuts, they all have a harvest. However, pudding, bread, and pizza do not. Can anyone explain to me why they think these certain foods have a harvest, but pudding, bread, and pizza don't? Can anyone explain to me why that is? Simon.
Because pudding, bread, and pizza are made by the harvest that we harvest, but grapes, lettuce, oranges, wheat, and peanuts are things that grow in trees and on ground, so we could harvest it.
Perfect answer, Simon. Really good job. Grapes, lettuce, oranges, wheat, and peanuts are things that grow from the ground in the soil. So we collect the harvest from those. But as Simon said, pudding, bread, and pizza have ingredients that we collect from the harvest, but they do not grow on trees or from the ground themselves. I've never seen a pizza tree before in my life, although I would quite enjoy to see that. Okay, let's have a look here. Can you guys help me come up with a sentence with the word harvest? Can you think of your own sentence using the word harvest as a noun? I'll go first. The farmer collected a great harvest last year. Now it's your turn. Okay, Kaki, you go ahead.
Last weekend, when I go holiday,
When I went,
holiday, I took a fruit harvest.
very good. Last weekend when I went on holiday, I collected a fruit harvest. Lovely. Ruby, go ahead.
Take caring of plants can make a good harvest.
Oh, that's a great sentence. Taking care of plants can make a great harvest. Well done. Okay, guys, now I'm going to give you about a minute to make a little sketch in your red notebook. So open your red notebook, go to where you want to write the word harvest, and draw a little picture. Obviously, it doesn't have to be this, but of someone, a farmer, collecting their harvest. So you can draw a picture of someone taking carrots, someone taking tomatoes, someone taking apples. Up to you. Our next word is separate. Can everyone please say the word separate?
Separate.
Good job. And again, separate. Very good. One last time. Let's say it slowly. So say it like me. Separate. Lovely. Good job, guys. Okay, let's have a look. The word separate is a verb. It's an action word. Boo, can you go ahead and read this vocabulary card for me?
Separate or divide different kinds of seeds before planting them.
Lovely. Okay, guys, have a look at this picture. Have a look at the context clues. There's a big context clue in this sentence. What does the word separate mean? Nuna.
Divide.
Good girl. Well done. To separate means to divide. Good job. Have a look here, guys. Can you please read the definition for me? Let's go for Nancy.
If you separate a group of objects, you divide the objects into smaller groups.
Lovely. So, guys, separating means when we take things and divide them. So we take one large quantity of something and we divide it. We put it into different smaller groups. Have a look at this sentence. Sup, read this question for me.
Why do animal shelters separate cats and dogs?
Good job. Why do you think animal shelters separate cats and dogs? Give it to me in your own opinion and use words from the sentence to answer in a full sentence. What do you think? Simon, what do you think?
Because
Full sentence. Animal shelters separate.
separates cats and dogs because so people could know how the size is for their dog and the size of the shelter for their cats.
Very good. Well done. So to divide the shelter into a cat side and a dog side so that you can easily know, dogs are over here and cats are over here. Absolutely. What's another reason you think shelters might separate cats and dogs? Van Chi.
I think because cats and dogs can hurt each other.
Good girl. Absolutely. So some cats and dogs get on just fine, but other cats and dogs can be enemies. Often I see dogs chasing cats, barking at them, and cats might scratch them. So it's very, very important that they separate the cats and dogs to keep them safe. Well done. All right, guys, have a look. So when we separate, we divide two things. Have a look here. We've got people. This is a farmer with his farmer hat on, and this is just a normal person. And we can separate people from living in a rural, so a countryside area, and we can divide people living in the city. Us folk, we live in Hanoi, so we live in the city. We live in the urban area. But if you go to the countryside, maybe to visit family during a holiday, they live in the rural area, which is the beautiful countryside with less pollution and much more nature. Okay. Who can give me their own sentence using the word separate? I'll go first. I like to separate my teams into girls and boys. Dami.
I separate the eggs and the chicken eggs and the duck eggs
Very good.
in my refrigerator.
Very good. I separate the chicken eggs from the duck eggs. Good job, Dabby. Katie.
Make sure to separate the dark and light colors of the clothes before you wash them.
Oh, I love that one, Katie. Make sure that you separate your darks and lights when you go to do your laundry. Otherwise, you might ruin some of your white clothes. Okay, last one. Mooney, go for it.
I separate Vietnamese book and English book.
Very good. I separate my English books from my Vietnamese books. Perfect. Well done, guys. Okay, open your red notebook. You don't have to draw this down. Again, this is just an idea, but draw down a picture that helps you know that separate means to divide, to take apart, and to put into smaller groups. Moving on. Our third word today. So this word is ashamed. Listen carefully as I say it. Ashamed. Now you try. Everyone say after me. Ashamed. Very good. Okay, this time I just want the boys. Boys, ashamed. Ooh, very good. Okay, this time I just want the girls. Ashamed. Very good. Well done, guys. Okay, ashamed. Ashamed is an adjective. So we use this word to describe a noun. Can you go ahead and read that sentence for me, Jenny?
Ashamed. Don't feel ashamed or guilty if you forget to water a plant.
Good job. Don't feel ashamed or guilty if you forget to water a plant. So again, have a look at the context clues in this sentence. There are lots. There's a huge clue in this sentence to explain what ashamed might mean. What do you think the word ashamed means? How might you feel if you forget to water a plant and it dies? How might that make you feel? Koen?
I think it is sad.
Yes, you might feel sad and you might feel this word is guilty. So if you feel ashamed, you might feel a little bit sad and guilty. Guilty is a feeling that doesn't feel very nice. So if you do something wrong or you do something bad, often you're left with this horrible feeling inside of feeling sad, feeling bad, feeling like you've done something wrong. That's the feeling of shamefulness. Okay, let's have a look here. What does it mean? Cherry, can you go ahead and read the definition for me?
Someone who is ashamed feels embarrassed or guilty about something they did.
Very good. Someone who is ashamed feels embarrassed or guilty about something they did. Ooh, now let's have a look at this next question. This is an interesting question. When have you been ashamed of doing something and what did you do? I want to hear some of your stories. So, what have you done before that was bad, even if it was an accident? And what did you do? Did you say sorry about it? I'll go first. So, when I was I was very young, maybe about 8 years old. My sister was a little bit older than me, and she used to have makeup, and I was too young to wear makeup, but I loved looking at her colorful makeup. And one day, even though I wasn't supposed to be in her room, I took one of her green eyeshadows and I spilt it all over our carpet. And I got in a lot of trouble for it, but I felt very ashamed that I'd been in my sister's room and ruined a piece of her makeup. Okay, your guys' turn. What have you done before that you felt ashamed of? I'm getting some funny reactions in the chat box. Yes, I really did do that. And my parents were very angry because we had to hire someone to come in and clean the carpet because it ruined our carpet so much. So I was very ashamed. So tell me some of your funny stories. Kaki, what have you done that you felt ashamed for?
When my mom said I'm not supposed to eat noodles, and then at night I stick out and then the noodles, and then my mom wake up, and then my mom need to lock me in my room, and then I can't go outside anymore.
Oh no, you're a noodle fiend. I know the feeling. I get peckish at nighttime too, and sometimes I like to go for a snack. That's a good story. Well done, Kaki. Okay, Katie, one more. What have you done something that you feel ashamed for? Or that you
When I was like 6 or 7 years old, one time Jenny go to my house, and then when I one time I saw my mom use something to spray, and then it spray on the body so there will be no more mosquito. And then I do that, and then I spray in Jenny, and then it almost get in her eye, and she cried.
Oh no, poor Jenny. I hope you said sorry. Sometimes we make accidents though. So if you feel ashamed, it might be because you've done something wrong, but it was just an accident and you didn't mean to hurt anyone. Oh, that was good. I love hearing your stories. So we do not like to feel ashamed. This is from the movie Up, and this dog does not like to wear his cone of shame. Okay, guys, can you please open your red notebooks and draw this down? So I've just got a picture here of a boy littering where it says do not litter, and littering is very bad. Anytime I see another person litter, I feel ashamed for them. Last word of the day. So this word is borders. Can everyone please say for me? Borders.
Border.
Good job. And try again one more time. Borders. Very good. Well done. The word borders is a noun. Borders are things. Have a look at this sentence. This farm has a fence along its borders to keep the animals inside. So, the border is the area of land. A border separates a piece of land from another piece of land. So, for example, this farmer owns maybe 10 hectares of land. Anything outside of his 10 hectares doesn't belong to him. So he puts a fence around it to make sure that the animals stay inside and so that other people who don't belong on his land don't come in. Have a look at the meaning. Can you read it for me? Let's go for Mooney. Can you read the definition, please?
Border are the dividing lines between two pieces of land.
Very good. Well done. So borders are the dividing lines between two pieces of land. They separate what maybe you own and what someone else owns. Why do you guys think borders are important? Why do you think it's important for us to have borders? Have a look at this picture just to get a little bit of a clearer idea on what a border is. So borders are also the lines around a country. So as you can see, we're looking at lovely and wonderful Vietnam. This is where we are. Now, as you can see, this red line is a border. If you go past this red line, you're not in Vietnam anymore. You're in China. If you go past this red line over here, you're not in Vietnam anymore. You're in Laos. If you go all the way down here and you go across this red border, you're in Cambodia, not in Vietnam. So these lines, they show the borders of land. So right now, because we live here, you can travel to a different country. If you cross over the land border, you can go by bus, you can go by train. Obviously, we cannot do that right now due to COVID, but before COVID times, you could easily get across into another country by going across the border. At the border, we often have police checks to make sure that you have your passport, to make sure that you're going into the country legally, and to make sure to see what your business is about in that country. Are you going for a holiday? What are you doing there? So why do you guys think borders are important? Katie, what do you think?
Well, I think it is important for a country to get borders because the borders will not let the people in the other countries go in.
Very good. Exactly, Katie. It's really important that we have borders to prevent people coming into countries when they're not allowed to be in. So like I said, if you want to cross over the border, you have to go to a police check where people will check your passport, they will check that you're not a criminal, and they will ask you questions about why you want to go to that country. So they can be very important. Okay, guys, can you please open your red notebook? And I want you to draw, it doesn't have to have all the labels of all the places, but draw a quick map of Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, and draw some red lines to show the division between the borders. Okay, guys, so for homework today, as always, we are going to have our vocabulary sentences. Now, it's going to be a little bit different this time because usually we learn phonics and vocabulary. So for homework tonight, I want you to write the vocabulary word, the definition, and I want 2 sentences for each word because you don't have phonics homework to do as well. So for example, it should look like this. Ashamed, ashamed, ashamed. Definition, to feel guilty about something. Sentence 1, I felt ashamed when I told my teacher I didn't do my homework. Sentence 2, she was ashamed she forgot her mother's birthday. Hope you have a wonderful day. See you then.